All right, so let's move on. My next deal here is going to be the upcoming conference game. We talked about our upcoming one, so Iron Bowl, man. Uh, I don't see any way Auburn wins this thing. But again, kind of like we talked about a while ago, Auburn got absolutely zero to freaking lose. They're at home, and they got an opportunity. Alabama's already got 2 losses. They got an opportunity to knock their most hated freaking rivalry completely out of the CFP picture, come all together. Uh,
Yeah.
Definitely got to have some ramifications there, and according to how it happens with us, uh, that could very well mean something for us looking at that bracket. So, any chance?
Yeah.
What do you think? Is there any chances?
Man, I mean that if there's any other game out there similar to the Egg Bowl, it's that one.
And I've told you this before. I lived in Tuscaloosa for 10 years growing up. I've seen this rivalry firsthand, not just watching it on
Yeah.
TV. I'm talking about, and they do. They hate them. It's almost an identical. It actually has got a bigger name. Obviously, it gets known out there just because of the two schools being bigger. But in fact, all my friends up there, they obviously just they can't understand just how bad the Egg Bowl is. And I said, well, you can just kind of our hatred for them is crazy. I mean, me, you, and I both have seen kickoff delayed by an hour because they had to clear the fight out midfield out
Mm-hmm.
there. And all that started just because a punt and warm ups went a little too far, and a guy backed up to catch it, and bumped into another
Yeah.
guy. Boom! Both benches come at each other. And I mean, it's just like they're waiting. It's a powder keg waiting to explode. But they're not very far behind. I can promise you. It's we know what it's like. We got to go to church with these guys every damn weekend. You want to be able to, you want to be able to.
Yeah. We
Uh,
work with them. We see them. We deal with them.
yeah.
It's
So
it's 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 bad. I've always said nothing feels better than beating LSU, but nothing feels worse than losing that egg.
that's right. All right. Next one.
Uh,
Upcoming game. Anything else on Alabama?
no,
Texas A&M in Austin. Your thoughts?
could be something. Could be something. I don't I don't know, man. I Texas A&M may have had their slip up against South Carolina. They were still able to overcome and win, but they good, man.
They're good, but we see, like I said last week to you talking, I can see a chink in the armor too.
Yeah,
And you give Sark some film of a team that made it work. At least they made it work for a half. They sure
yeah.
as shit didn't do nothing in the second half, but they made it work. And now
I
you're
did
at
see something pretty funny while we're talking about other rivalry games. Somebody posted on SEC Rant the other day that the South Carolina Clemson game had been moved to the Cartoon Network. I thought that was pretty funny.
that, that would be funny. Neither team,
Yeah.
no, yeah. Well, on that Texas A&M Texas game, what helps Ole Miss? Assuming Ole Miss wins the Egg Bowl, or we get in with 2 losses, which one helps us there? I think, honestly, myself, I think we got to pull for Texas in this, and hopefully drops Texas A&M out of that automatic bye deal. Maybe somehow if we can get Georgia to slip up against Georgia Tech, which is the next game on my list here, which ain't happening. But I'm just saying, the what ifs. That's what we're playing. It's a hypothetical game.
Yeah.
That's our only way to get in that top 4.
I saw a whole breakdown this morning on what has to happen, and honestly, man, it was so far fetched in terms of Ole Miss making it to the championship game. By the time I got 3 or 4 layers down, I just quit reading it because it was
Yeah, I'm not worried about the championship game. I'm talking about in the playoff bracket.
yeah,
A&M's solid in that number 3 spot, and Georgia's up there too in the 4th. We can get them two somehow gone. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, we're going to talk more
Yeah.
about that in a minute. I've got CFP stuff coming up, but I'm just trying to say, out of that game, the Texas A&M Texas game, which one helps Ole Miss more? Texas winning? I think so.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I got to
Yeah.
pull the card.
Anybody in front of us losing is good.
Yeah, I would think so. Obviously, Georgia Tech. Georgia. I didn't see the final last night, but last I looked, Pitt was running all over Georgia Tech.
Yeah, man, that was a. I watched some of that game. That was a bad loss for Georgia Tech at home with everything at stake. That was
Really,
a bad loss for them. I mean, they they win that game and they go to the ACC championship game, and the winner obviously gets automatic bid. So they had a lot on the line at home, and they just played bad, man. They were at the 5 yard line, threw a pick on the goal line that went 100 yard pick six. That's a 14-point play. You know
exactly. I mean, they just look terrible from
they
what
they look bad. I don't know if they were tight. I don't know. They had a packed house. That was a bad loss for them.
So until that happened, though, I kind of, I talked to you earlier this week. I kind of thought there was an opportunity. Georgia Tech, they had a decent opportunity to maybe knock them out and give us what we needed. And it being a rivalry game, I mean, to them, I believe it's a bigger rivalry game to Georgia Tech than it is to Georgia. I don't know enough of them. You lived over there long enough. You
Oh,
probably,
without question. It's
um,
it to Georgia fans. They look at Auburn, Florida. All those teams are bigger rivals than Georgia Tech.
yeah. So, but Georgia Tech can feeling like they're the little brother. Can
Yeah,
maybe get up for this one. Maybe that's what happened last night. They were looking ahead to Georgia and just thought
man.
they.
I was high on Brent Key.
Yeah,
He's been a name that's been on my list.
yeah.
He ain't your first, second, or even third call, but he's on your list,
You got to
in
vet
my
him.
opinion.
Next game, looking down through there, Oklahoma LSU in Norman. I'm just going to tell you right now, Oklahoma winning this game. From what I saw last night against Western Kentucky,
They're gonna wear LSU out.
it's going to be ugly, ugly
Yeah,
in Norman. They fixing to make a big statement on the
yeah.
score.
LSU ain't gonna be able to score.
I
They'll
think,
score. They'll score 10 points or less.
man, last night they had a hard time scoring. They only scored 13 against Western Kentucky.
Yep.
And the only other conference game of any note, Vandy,
You see
Tennessee.
the stadium, by the way?
Yeah, yeah, them Blue Bloods, they sure filled it up, didn't they?
Yeah, them blue bloods filled it up no matter what. No matter what, is what Lane
Kind of
said.
like, kind of like that Florida.
Did you see the Georgia stadium yesterday for Charlotte?
I did not. I didn't watch any of it.
Oh my goodness.
Nobody there, or a bunch of
There
people.
wasn't nobody there, man.
Well, that's kind of like us with Citadel.
Yeah.
But Lane made a
Lane gets up there and pops off in the media,
about
man.
us at Citadel.
What a tool.
They're playing Charlotte, and Georgia can't fill it up. The Tennessee Florida game. Them Blue Bloods over there in Gainesville show hit the exits real
Boy, they
hard.
rolled out early, didn't they?
Yep. So the other game, obviously, this coming up weekend, Vandy, Tennessee, in Knoxville. That's
I'll
got
be
that's
I'll
got to
be
happen.
interested in that.
Me too. Me too. If Ole Miss were to lose the Egg Bowl, we got to pull for Tennessee in that bowl game.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
I do not care if we win the Egg Bowl. If we're 11-1 with an Egg
Right.
Bowl, I don't care either way.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm kind of like you was last week, Vandy. Yeah, I'd like to see Vandy get another loss, and that ain't going to hurt my feelings for Tennessee to win.
Yeah.
But I don't think it hurts us if they win either.
Yeah.
So,
No, not if Tennessee wins.
all
Matter of
right.
fact, I think their game, if we lose the Egg Bowl, that's the most important game of the weekend.
Exactly, for us, because they can sure if they come in there and they're 10-2 and we're 10-2. I ain't looked at the resumes if it went that way. To be
Well,
honest with
they don't have any bad losses.
you, yeah,
They don't
we
have any
will,
bad losses.
we will if we lose
We
to
will if
state.
we lose the Egg Bowl. So there's your difference.
Uh, national games. On the national scene, I just don't see much coming up this next weekend that can change the CFP. That's the only thing that we give two craps about at this
Yeah.
point when you talk about Ohio State, Michigan. It's in Ann Arbor. So yeah, and it's a huge rivalry. Them guys absolutely. If there's any national uh, rivalry game out there that I think that can come close to matching what the Egg Bowl and the Iron Bowl do, that's it. The Ohio State Michigan game, and Michigan's not a bad football team, but they're not Ohio State. I just don't see any way they win that one.
Speaking of the national scene, you see Dan Lanning popping off
Yeah,
about.
yeah. I've answered several things to him so far. And I got more on that coming up here in just a minute. That's going to tie in with it, but again, yeah, Dan go back and look at their schedule. They have plenty
Pitiful.
of Charlottes. They had plenty of damn cupcakes. Yeah, they had to play Southern Cal last night. But what about a couple weeks ago? The one other, like I said, I got more in that research I've been doing for this podcast that's going to really tie that comment. It's going to make that comment seem like asinine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to kind of just run through these quickly. Stop me if you've got anything you want to say. Texas Tech, West Virginia, and Morgantown. Notre Dame, Stanford. Don't see nothing happening there for sure.
Mm-mm.
Miami, Pitt. After the way Pitt played Georgia Tech last night.
Where's that game at?
It's in Pittsburgh.
It's not going to be a piece of cake.
Miami's in the bracket, so that's why I kind of bring that up. Oregon, Washington. I obviously nothing going on there.
Oregon, Washington.
Mm-hmm. Washington ain't ranked. Don't really even know the record. To be honest with you, I don't pay attention to those guys.
They're 8-3. I watched their game Saturday night. I'm just a college football junkie, but they played UCLA, who is horrible, and they dominated them. They got a pretty good football team, but
Wouldn't
they're
that be
not going to
funny?
beat Oregon.
Wouldn't that be funny if they did though?
Oh my goodness.
That'd be a
Oh
full
my
section of
goodness.
CFP right there.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, getting it. So that ties me right back into the last topic I got here, CFP. So again, I don't see a whole lot of changes because everybody that was in the 12 won or didn't play. All right. So like us, we didn't play.
Yeah.
With us not playing, that'd be the only thing I could see. We may drop back a spot or two. We've seen that before during idle weeks, But you don't. I doubt you see. Do you see anything that you thought might could shake it up?
Not really. At this point, there are. I'm not going to say everybody, but a lot of teams are in the. They know what they got to do.
Yeah,
Like Ole Miss, we know what we got to do. Win the game, man. We got to win the game.
I was say at the end of the day, though, I've looked at all these other damn schedules. What I'm trying to put this together, and I don't see anybody except there's a few us. Obviously we got a big question mark beside us, but we know why we got that question mark. But
Yeah.
I just don't see the poll changing much this coming Tuesday.
Yeah.
And of course, if we publish this podcast here on Thursday, it will come in after the poll did, so it may look stupid. I don't know, but I don't think nothing's going to change. Pretty much anything coming out Tuesday.
Yeah, there won't be any big changes. I mean, what was a big upset of the weekend?
There wasn't one.
That's what I'm saying. That's
not in the top 12. There might have been something down the road there.
Yeah, but none of the big boys lost.
Right. So, in our last show that me and you did, our episode 0, you brought up a point to me that made me, This is what started my research last night. I spent an hour and a half on this. You asked, your question pretty much was how many other teams has beaten two, right? Right. Well, so I went. Basically, here's the resumes, all right? And I just went from 1 to 12. All right, and remember that Tulane is not. They're the 24th ranked team in the nation. They're only, but I put them into this because they are 12th in the bracket. Because for some freaking reason we've got to give the group of five a representation.
I heard Neil ask that question too. The day after you and I talked about this,
I didn't see it.
one of his podcasts with either Tyler or Chase.
Well, I
So
missed it.
anyway,
Here is the number one team, Ohio State. They have 2 wins over CFP top 25 teams, but none inside the top 12. Their 2 wins in the CFP top 25 are Texas and Illinois. All right. Indiana. Indiana has 2 wins over top 25 teams, with one of those over the number 7 team, Oregon. All right, so that's one of the little small tie-ins to Dan Lanning right there. All right, he's coming up here shortly. All right, Texas A&M, 1 win over a CFP top 12 team. No, that's number 9 Notre Dame, and another top 25 win over the number 22 Missouri Tigers. Yeah. So again, still only 1 in the top 12.
okay, let me pause at A&M.
Okay.
They've not played a game against the top 7 teams in the SEC. The top 7 teams in the SEC, Texas A&M avoided all of them.
And it wasn't their fault. I mean,
It
that's
wasn't
just
their fault.
wasn't
Wasn't
their
their
fault.
fault, but it's like basically somebody said, let's just take the last 8 teams in the conference, and that's going to be their schedule.
It's odd, but it's just how it worked out. I mean,
Yeah.
it is.
Like Texas last year.
Exactly. Number 4, Georgia has 2 wins over top 25 teams, one of which was over a top 12 bracket team, and we know who the hell that was. The number 6, Ole Miss Rebels. The other win over the top 25 team is Tennessee. Number 5, Texas Tech. 2 top 25 wins, one of which was over a top 12 team, but not in the bracket, against the number 12 Utah Utes. They're the number 12 team in this poll, but obviously
Who's their other top 25 win? Houston?
Houston. Utah is 12th in the nation, but obviously they drew the short straw. They're kept out of the bracket by the group of 5. Then that brings us to us. The number 6 Ole Miss has beaten 2 of the CFP bracket teams, but only one of which is a top 12 team, and that's Oklahoma. But with Tulane being the 24th team in the nation, they are the group of 5 representative as the way the bracket looks right now. And looking at their schedule, I don't see them losing.
Yeah.
They kind of ran away with that one last night too. So.
Let me pause you again, then you can keep going. Tulane, all they got to do is win, right? Like if they win out, is there any scenario
that'd be something that you might. I didn't see any way they lose, but I don't know about their conference. I mean, what are they? Are they Sun Belt? No, I don't.
Is it AAC?
I don't know how they got to do to get in there at championship or whatever. I would think as long as they went out, they're in.
Yeah,
I don't see them going down in the poll. They can only go up, and they're the highest G5 team right now that's ranked.
Yeah, that's.
As long as they win, I don't see them going down.
Yeah.
So, and that would keep them as that locked in as being a top 12. All right.
Yeah.
Here we are. And we can pause this right here and talk about Dan Lanning's comment. Oregon, the number 7 team in the CFP playoff. Oregon didn't have a top 25 win, not a single one, until last night's victory over the 15th ranked USC Trojans.
And no wins
None.
against a playoff team.
Yeah. In fact, their only other presently ranked team on their schedule, only other ranked team on their schedule,
Indiana
Indiana, they lost that sumbitch by 10 points,
at
30-20
at
at
home.
home. At home.
And Dan Lanning running
And
his mouth about scheduling.
bullshit. He had not one other ranked team. The only other ranked team ever they lost to. And he was in there, of course, in their conference. So,
Tone deaf, man.
again, we went back up there. We talk about the Indiana. Indiana's got a decent little resume here compared to the rest of them. We're the only ones that's get. Well, Alabama's coming up. It kind of surprised me too. But again, Lanning running his mouth. That's the first thing because it was so obvious after I looked at their schedule last night and done this research that when I saw that come across my feed this morning, I went to just commenting all over it. I said, "Yeah, they ain't played no. You telling me y'all put in work every weekend? Bull crap." And then you look at the schedule. You know. All right, number 8, Oklahoma. They have 3 wins over top 25 teams. And one of those wins over a top 12 bracket team, Alabama in Tuscaloosa. A very impressive win. We know that.
Very good win.
Going to Tuscaloosa and winning there, that ain't easy to do. We've only done it twice in our history.
That's man, but this is a problem I have. So potentially, if they win out, they're going to be 10-2 with several good wins.
Mm-hmm.
We could be 10-2 with a head-to-head win versus them at their home stadium.
That's what helps
and
us
get left out
because of a bad loss.
So what's more important, good wins or bad losses?
Only someone on that committee can tell you.
No, it's obvious what's more important. The bad losses. You can't have no bad losses, man.
Not with 2 losses. If you were 11-1, then that one loss was a bad loss, maybe. I don't know. But Oklahoma, their other 2 wins on their schedule against top 25 was Michigan and Tennessee. Yeah. All right. Now, number 9.
They won in Knoxville too.
Yeah. So that's 2 road wins.
Two good road wins.
And Alabama was actually, they're 10 now, but they were number 4 at the time.
Yeah.
All right. Number 9, Notre Dame has only 1 win over a top 25 team, and that's the 15th ranked Southern Cal Trojans. Southern Cal's obviously, because they lost last night to Oregon, they will drop down. They won't be 15th this coming week. But as of right now, the way the bracket stands, Notre Dame only has that 1 win. I don't think they drop out of the top 25, so they'll still have a top 25 win. Just won't be over a bracket team.
Yeah.
Here's Alabama, number 10. This one's kind of surprised me because they've been kind of flying under my radar. You there? All right, lost you for a minute. Number 10, Alabama has 4 wins over current top 25 teams. One of which was the 4th ranked Georgia Bulldogs in Athens.
Don't be talking about no bull.
So yeah, Georgia, the number 4 team in the nation. Vanderbilt, Missouri, and Tennessee. That's their 4 wins. Top 25 teams. I mean, they've really
those are some good wins.
They built a little resume here that with losing Florida State right off the bat, and we kind of just ain't paid no attention to them. Their 1 loss to Oklahoma is the only conference loss, so they still, the way I think the math works out, as long as they beat Auburn, they're playing A&M in the championship game. If A&M beats Texas. Right?
Yeah, because they only have 1 conference loss.
Right. Oklahoma. That's it. So as long as they beat Auburn, they're in the championship game against A&M. And if A&M somehow slips up against Texas, it's a rematch against Georgia. All right, number 11, BYU. BYU has only 1 win over a current top 25 team, and that's the 12th ranked Utah Utes. So obviously they're not in the bracket, but they are the 12th ranked team. Boy, you got to hate to be them, huh? Well, you hate to be Utah right now?
Yeah, that's
All of us agree.
automatic
Stupid.
automatic bids, man. That's the
I hate them. I mean, I obviously hate them. If you make the top 12, that's your bracket. I mean, there is your field. All right, and then again, because they were in it, the 12th bracket team, obviously the 24th ranked team in the nation, Tulane. We all know the answer here. They have no ranked wins, and the only ranked team they have played was us, and they lost that game 45-10. Pretty.
That's the only ranked team they played. Man, but yet there's a chance they could be in the playoffs at 10-2 with the same record as a 10-2 SEC team that beat them like a drum.
And that's it.
Got to do something about the auto bids. They got to do something about the auto bids.
Yeah, at some point got to. And that's it. That's how the bracket teams look. I ain't go no further down. There ain't no sense looking at it. But the bracket teams, that's it. You know? And I didn't do a summation of that. I might could do that next week. But, again, that's it. And again, I got two good surprises there. Oregon, obviously, and really didn't. I just thought that was kind of odd, and then turn around and see that this morning with Dan Lanning saying what he did, and then
that was so retarded.
And then the Alabama, I honestly I was kind of wow, but I just didn't. It kind of they flew under my radar, and they're going to be, barring a miracle and Jordan Hare, they're going to be the the other representative in the. Or one of the representatives in the SEC championship game. So, yeah.
Well, you about ready to wrap this one up?
Yeah. Well, I got one other question. I want to hear your thoughts on this because this kind of came up last night. I was watching. It was Halftime, I think, in the Tennessee-Florida game, and that dang Booger McFarland said something about Reed, Marcel Reed. It just kind of floored me, and I was like, but then at the same time, I went, who's your Heisman?
Man.
I don't see any good front runners right now, man.
I mean,
yeah.
I ain't thought about it 10 seconds.
I ain't either. Just something to think about maybe for our next recording there. But Marcel Reed, Booger just said, I think he's got to be my dark horse for the Heisman. I can't, if they go undefeated, win the championship. Can you?
I guess.
I mean, I can't take it away from them, but I don't see anybody else anywhere who I ain't really watched an entire game of Ohio State. They got some hot shit playing quarterback that I don't know about, or a running back or a receiver that I'm not.
The quarterback's good, but he's not what you would think about, for a Heisman winner. But you got to give it to somebody.
You do. I mean, obviously, Mateer fell off.
Let me think about that. We'll talk about that the next segment because I got to put some thought into that.
Yep, I mean too. That's what I want to do. I'll throw it out there as something to think about. So, I'm that's about all I had on my notes. And I did want to do the research because when you asked that question, I just didn't have nothing to answer you with. That's why I said this time I'm going to put in a little work to try to put this show together. I ain't going to just shoot off the hip like we did on that first one. Yeah. So, all right. Well, I think we had a pretty good talk, man. Good show.
Sounds good, man.
All right. Hotty toddy.
Hotty toddy. Later.
Later.